In this lesson, we're going to talk about nodes that allow for controlling the flow of execution based on conditions, also known as flow control. So we've already used a few before. We've used the branch node, and we're going to introduce the switch node, and I'll also explain the sequence node. Let's just jump into Unreal and show some of these off. All right, so we're in Unreal. We're back in the level blueprint. I created a flow control comment here around these three. Branches are so common that if you hold down the B key and click, you'll see it show up, and then you can just use it versus right-clicking and typing branch. Okay, let's talk about sequence nodes. Sequence nodes fire off the pins in sequence. And anytime you see one of these plus signs, that means you can just click there and add additional pins. You can just say 1, 2, 3, 4. So you might want to separate these actions into identifiable things that happen in the level. Maybe you want a door to swing open, and maybe you want an explosion to go off, and maybe then you want to adjust the player's health. So these can be useful. You can also remove pins by right-clicking and just saying remove pins. All right. This next one is called switch on integer, but let's right-click and just type switch on. And there's all these different switches. You can see switch on string, switch on name. Also, if you type flow control, you'll see all these other different flow control nodes. Some of them we've mentioned. Some of them we will use. There's different loop flow controls. There's for loops, while loops. It's all considered flow control. There's also delays and gates. Anyways, it's just a little bit of logic that you can attach to the sequence. Let's apply this. Our light operation, we hit the L key, it turns on the light, turns off the light, and it tracks how many times the light is on and off. So why don't we set it up so that after 2 clicks or 3, the light switch breaks in the on position. So how would we set this up? Well, we can use a switch on int. And we can do this in a number of different ways. But basically, what's going to happen is whatever this number is, it will go to the pin. So if it's 0, it will shoot to 0. But if it's 1, it will go to 1, 2, 3. But if it's not one of these numbers here, it will shoot out to the default. So why don't we say that the default is our end state? That if it doesn't go to 3 or more, then we're breaking the light switch in the on position. Okay, so we could do this by connecting here, and then we can just take this value, the output value, and just pipe it in here. And let's do some print statements. So we can say the light is working. We're never going to get a 0 value, so we don't even need to come out of 0. But we are going to say the first click, the second click, and the third click, the light is working. And then I hit Control W and say the light is broken after 3 clicks. Now, if we want this to actually be effective, I mean, it'll say the light is broken, but it'll keep turning the light on off right now. So we need to add some logic that will stop the light from switching back off. So why don't we create a new variable, a Boolean. So we'll call this light is broken. And we'll alt drag this out because I want to set it here. So I alt dragged it out. We'll say the light is broken is true once we achieve that state. So now what do we want to do in order to make this happen? So when you hit L, we're going to apply a branch node here. You can either hold Alt and uncheck that. I'm going to hit undo. You can also take the Control key and drag that and move these noodles around. So if the light is broken, I'm going to hold down Control and drag this right into here. If the light is broken is true, then we want to probably kick out that message again over here. That's the light is broken. But if it's false, we can let the user keep switching the light on and off. Now we could copy and paste this node, and that's probably the best solution. But I also want to demonstrate the reroute node. So I'm going to drag off of here and say, just plug this into the light is broken. Now that looks pretty ugly. All the way from the true. So if you double click here, also it's not that readable. So let's just bring this up. And we can take these, bring this up here, and we could add another reroute node. So now it's a lot more readable in terms of how, okay, so if it's true, then reroute to the light is broken. And we set that to true, and let's test out our logic. So I'm going to hit play, so I'll hit L, the light is on, the light is working. Hit L again, the light is off. Hit L, the light is working, and the light is off. Now, the light is broken. We hit 3. Now the light's on, it's stuck on, and we continue to get the light is broken messages. Perfect. All right. That sounds like a good place to stop. We've covered 3 different flow control nodes. We've used the switch and the branch, and we've talked about ways in which the sequence node could work. We could apply a different sound effect maybe next time or as we get a little bit further in, but I think this is a really good place to stop. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video.